The story of Asiyah, I'm home, gang, and old new flames.
When I went back to Alexi's to get my things and to tell her where the wind had blown me, she was supportive. Her words to me were, "Go be who you have always wanted to be. Go become who your higher self is calling you to become. Nothing is a coincidence. This is your road to travel." Alexi asked about the gang. I told Alexi about Mike and how she would like him and his philosophical charm. I didn't tell her that his perspectives might be slightly different than her own, but meh, Alexi isn't one to judge anyway. I think she would appreciate the depths in which Mike dives into with his every thought, and not too much judge the colors with which Mike composes. "Good morning." Jamie greets me and interrupts my reminiscing about my conversation with Alexi the day I left her home as I sat at the island in the kitchen. "Good morning," I say to Jamie cordially. Jamie moved to NYC on a whim, as she felt pulled to the city from California. Jamie was a business major at UCLA and was also enrolled in classes at FIDM, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. Jamie aspired to be a world-class fashion designer and fashion house owner, but then she said it happened. She went through a spiritual awakening, or a woo-woo phase, as she says her friends and family like to call it. She dropped out of school and hitchhiked only to find herself in NYC. Her journey to the city was filled with pitfalls in which she now looks back at and views as her ultimate opportunity for personal growth in every way. Jamie got to know her spirit team intimately through this period in her life. She said she would not have survived her trek from the west coast to the east if it weren't for her spirit team. "You're getting along well," Jamie says to me as a way to strike up a conversation. "Yeah, I am. I like it here," I say to Jamie. "Good morning, peeps," Garrett boisterously says as he descends the stairs of the loft. "Good morning, Garrett." Jamie and I greet Garrett simultaneously. Jamie and I continue our conversation as Garrett does what he calls cooking. How someone can burn their toast as they sit and steadily watch the toast in the toaster is beyond me, but Garrett seems to figure out a way to have the lost smelling of burnt sourdough every morning. "Hey, do either of you know what's going on with Chelly and Jonathan?" Garrett asks Jamie and me in a whisper. I answer Garrett, "I have noticed a weird tension between the two. I mean, weirder than usual." I have been at the loft for close to 3 months now. It will be exactly 3 months and 7 days since I moved in with the gang. Jamie picked up her plate of freshly peeled orange slices with the intent to swiftly exit the conversation. Jamie attempted to exit in a way to preclude herself from telling Garrett and me what she knows. I haven't been here long, but one of the many things I have learned about Jamie is that she's not a good liar, and she can't keep a secret to save her own life. "Hey, everybody," Jonathan says as he and Chelly come down from the second floor of the loft. Garrett and I look at each other and smirk as we simultaneously greet Jamie and Chelly. "Hey, guys." "What's up with those two?" Chelly turns and asks Jonathan. Jonathan shrugs unconcernedly. "Uh-oh, someone's in a mood. Everyone beware." Garrett teases Chelly as Jonathan and Chelly walk to the front door. "Where are you guys going?" Jamie asks Jonathan and Chelly inquisitively. Jamie, Garrett, and I study Jonathan and Chelly as they sit at the front door putting their coats on. We were waiting for their answer as to where they were going. "We're going to the library," Jonathan said as Chelly stated, "We're going for coffee." "Oop, minding my business," I quirkily say as I pivot my attention from Jonathan and Chelly to the window opposite the front door. "Which one is it? Library or coffee?" Garrett asked Jonathan and Chelly as he stood from his seated position on the couch in a way to reinforce his curiosity for the answer to his question. "Mind your business, Garrett," Chelly says as Jonathan opens the front door. "We'll be back later," Jonathan says as both he and Chelly exit the loft. "Care to tell us now?" Garrett says to Jamie as Jamie collapses her head into her hands. "Chelly and Jonathan are twin flames," Jamie expels from her lips. Although Jamie's words were muffled by her hands, as Jamie had her face muzzled by her palms, Garrett and I heard what Jamie revealed to us. "Twin flames? As in twin souls?" I say to Jamie in a fit of excitement. "What?" Garrett asks with a look of perplexity on his face. "Of course they are," I animatedly say as I fling my hands into the air. I was doing okay. I wasn't thinking about Chase as much as I thought about him before. He still deposits money into my bank account, but I don't hear from him. I tell myself I don't want to hear from him, but what I tell myself isn't even half of the truth. Garrett is still standing in the common area of the loft with a look on his face that gives away the fact that he has no idea what twin flames are. Jonathan and Chelly are the same soul incarnated into two different bodies, Jamie says, as she is sympathetic towards the lost one. Garrett breaks away from the look of stupor to a look of pure indifference and says, "Oh, okay." Twin flames. Wow. I say, interrupting Jamie, spewing out all of what she knows about Chelly and Jonathan. Yeah, this place is Jonathan's. His grandfather left it to him when he passed away 6 years ago. I was wondering when my part of the rent would be requested. Asiyah, are you paying attention? Jamie asks, as my blank stare, accompanied by my mental pondering, answers no. Yeah, I'm here, I say to Jamie. Jamie continues, yeah, Jonathan and Chelly met by chance in the parking lot of the MetLife Stadium before a Coldplay concert. They said Chelly dropped her bag. Jonathan bent down to pick it up for her, and as if the moment was that of a Hallmark movie, they looked into each other's eyes and just knew. And what's Chelly's story? I asked Jamie. She's hard to read. And as we all know, Chelly is definitely not as open as all of the books she reads. Jamie answers my question. Chelly came to NYC to pursue her dreams of becoming the next Giselle Bundchen. She met Jonathan, and her world spun into a life in which she said she did not recognize. At least this is what she told me last New Year's Eve. One too many apple bellinis. As I listen to Jamie, energies hit me accompanied by the thoughts my mind will not allow my heart to explore. Anyways, Asiyah and Garrett, do not tell Chelly and Jonathan that I told you to anything. Promise? Together, Garrett and I answered Jamie's request for our silence on the matter. Promise. Hey y'all, I heard Chelly and Jonathan leave. What do you guys got planned for the day? Mike states and asks as he finally makes his grand entrance after missing all of the morning's info leaks. These leaks I would have traded Lil Wayne's 07 The Leak for. Nah, just kidding. Those tunes survived me through old Lady Sienna's group home. Mike is from Texas. He came to New York City for NYU's photography program. Mike's dad is loaded too. Mike's family owns and operates a few law firms throughout the country. Photography isn't a money-making major, but Mike said his dad was willing to pay for his schooling since photography was something he loved. Alicia Keys is playing the Radio City Music Hall tonight. Anyone want to come with? Mike extends an invite to Jamie, Garrett, and me. Mike is a music lover too. Mike and I get along well. Mike dropped out of NYU after a spiritual awakening in which he says was triggered by just being in the city. Mike says the energy of the city woke him up to his soul self. Mike has a YouTube channel in which he does tarot readings and records and shares information he channels from the higher realms. Yeah, I would love to go, I answer Mike. I have plans, Jamie said. Garrett declines Mike's invite as well. Would love to, bro, but nah, I'm lying. I just don't want to go. Haha, Garrett. I guess it's just me and you, Asiyah, Mike says as he makes his way to the kitchen area. Garrett thinks he's a comedian. As long as he finds himself funny, I guess that's all that matters. Garrett is from the city. Garrett has always hugged his soul self firmly. Garrett says he's been aware of who he is for as long as he can remember. Garrett can see people's auras as well as spirits who have crossed over to the other side. Garrett and Jonathan went to grade school together and have been close friends ever since. When Garrett's family got enough of what they call the devil within Garrett, or Garrett's spiritual gifts, Garrett's family kicked him out of the family's home. Jonathan offered Garrett a place to live. Although Garrett and Jonathan are best friends, it doesn't shock me that Jonathan didn't tell Garrett about Chelly and himself. Jonathan does what Chelly says to do, and Chelly wouldn't tell her doctor her blood type. I finally found my tribe. Cool, I retort to Mike. These are great seats, I say to Mike as we take our seats in the auditorium. Early Christmas gift to myself. Glad you can join me, Mike says, answering my excitement. The lights began to dim just as the couple came shuffling down the row in which Mike and I were seated. Excuse us, the woman with the guy said as the couple stepped around Mike and me as they made their way to their seats. The two empty seats directly to my left were theirs. They took their seats. Alicia took the stage and opened the show with No One. I love this song. Alicia Keys begins to sing the chorus just as my heart begins to palpitate. I mean, I love this song, but I took a look to the left of me as I hadn't since the couple took their seats. With the stage lights now blaring, I'm witness to a face I know. Chase. Chase with his girlfriend?